So welcome to Bill and Mark's first attempt at a podcast, and we hope to be able to entertain you over the next 10 or 15 minutes about what we're on and about, aren't we, Bill?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It's great to be here. I'm really looking forward to this and looking forward to the many, many real-life stories we've got about business owners throughout Australia, actually, not just here in Victoria. And I thought probably the first thing we should do is introduce ourselves. And maybe I should ask you, Mark, a little bit about yourself and your background and some of the things you've been doing lately.
Well, my blood runs with retail. That's where I started. I went to uni to become a school teacher, finished my degree and thought, I'm not going to be a school teacher. I won't stand that. Joined Target Australia, and that's the start of my career. So I've worked in all sides of Target and Kmart and all those guys. I then got into a bit of business mentoring in between all that. And then I ran the Mitre 10 organisation in Geelong. I've run South Melbourne Market. I've done all sorts of bits and pieces, but now currently I'm a mentor for the Vecchi and Geelong Chamber of Commerce and having a ball with lots of small businesses trying to get out of COVID. Good. What's your background, Bill?
Yeah. Well, from a very early age, of course, family business based in Geelong. We lived next door to the factory, so you can imagine I was one of 5 kids. So we're the free slave labour in my parents' business. Anyway, but when I left school, I started off at RMIT, but I took off very early and went to England and did a fast-track internship with a large engineering company. Came back to Australia and got a job in sales as a sales rep around country Victoria, which was a real interesting introduction into selling. But in my late 20s, I started my own business, which was a soft drink company in Footscray in Melbourne. Involved in that for quite a while, sold out and then went and sold to a multinational, went and ran subsidiaries of 2 or 3 multinationals over the years. And in more recent times, I've become a small business mentor, or in particular, a mentor and advisor to family-owned companies. And I currently sit on the board of a couple of family-owned companies. And that's why you and I guess, have joined together because of our business background, which I'll just revert back to your latest venture, is you recently started a business and built that up and sold that only in recent times.
Yes, we did. We invested through a partner of mine, Mark LeMate from LeMate Builders. We built a motel in Ocean Grove. Mark identified there was a lack of good luxury accommodation in Ocean Grove. So we built that, operated it for just coming up to 5 years and just sold it in March this year. So I've got accommodation and tourism in my back pocket as well now.
Yeah, we've got, as you know, we've got quite a few colleagues that have got backgrounds in various disciplines in business. But it's not just, we're not really talking about micro businesses. What we're going to be on about with our podcast is talking to, I guess, mainly regional business owners who have got a great story to tell, and hopefully there's a few laughs, a few tears, a few tragic stories, but a lot of successful stories. And I'm looking forward to joining with you on a regular basis and talking to people from all over Australia about what's making them tick as business owners.
And there's lots of great stories out there, Bill. I just in the 10 or 15 businesses that I've been working with this year, everything from dog training to restaurants through to mental health coaching. They all have great passion and great vision, but all want to chat to somebody about how they can improve their business. They're not sure where to start, so that's why they engage a mentor. But they have great stories to tell. So we've got a wealth of people we can chat to and interview and find out their stories. Why did they get into business? Why did they decide that was their calling? And I think we'll have a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. It's particularly after the last 2.5 years with COVID. One of the lessons I've learnt over that period of time is I've been a judge on the Geelong Business Awards, and there are just so many best-kept secrets. And we keep hearing about small businesses, suffering during COVID, which is true and it's tragic. But let me tell you, judging business awards, you come across some amazing businesses who have reinvented themselves, and these are the stories we want to hear about, because I think all of us can learn a lesson from this. From their stories.
Dare I say it's that word pivot that some people have used.
Yeah, well, it is, and it's those. There's another interesting thing that I find in all the small businesses and family businesses that I've come across over the last 2 years. A lot of us, and I'm probably guilty of this, is we just sat back complacent in doing what we're doing, and the world was going along swimmingly, and all of a sudden COVID hit and smash. Talk about, I've got a great picture. I've got a guy sitting on a train line reading a paper, and there's a train coming down the track, and he can't see it because he's read his paper. He's not interested. So that's what I think has happened. And as I say, when you look at the success stories coming out of various business awards around Australia, there are a lot of people doing it well, doing it right, and they're the people we're going to interview and bring those stories to you.
And it's interesting because here we are today with the lowest unemployment rate in goodness knows how long. Every business is that in the hospitality sector at least is screaming for staff, trying to get staff. And people are out and about spending money, but businesses are struggling to get the people to open the doors to make it happen. So we're in this sort of perfect storm, and hopefully there'll be a bit more lift on immigration, get uni students back in from overseas, etc., and that will help the hospitality sector. But also there's a huge demand for people all across the age brackets, and I know, Bill, you're very passionate about the 50-plus sector.
Oh, yeah, well, that's an untapped resource, let me tell you.
And there are a heap of people out there that are over 50 that are looking for work. It's just been given the chance, and dare I say over 60 and possibly over 70.
Well, that's really interesting, because the inability to find suitable not suitable employees, just to find employees, is the single biggest issue facing small business. In fact, on the radio, only this morning I heard that an interview with the recruitment chief at McDonald's, and they are looking for 1,000 new employees in McDonald's. That's
amazing.
How many they're short. Yeah, there's businesses that engineering companies that can't find welders and fitters and boiler makers, for instance. The health industry is really suffering. We know there's not enough nurses to go around. So the issue about finding employees, or just the capacity for Australia to be able to fill the vacancies, is one of the biggest challenges. And people are starting to think around this. And, for instance, one of the things I know in the engineering businesses is that robotics is getting a push, because instead of some of the large and smaller engineering companies can't get welders, well, I'll tell you what, there's robots that can do the welding now. All you just need is a good computer, the right software program, and away you go. And that's what people are looking to do, to find alternatives.
So we're going to have plenty to talk about, plenty of people to talk to. So we hope we can indulge our meanderings and conversation with guests over the coming podcasts.